The following podcast contains explicit mom language. Discretion is advised.
Hi, and welcome to the No Bullshit Moms podcast, where we dive into the world of motherhood with a twist. Join us as we explore the unfiltered, unapologetic, and sometimes controversial side of being a mom. We're here to keep it real and push the boundaries of traditional motherhood. So grab your coffee, put on your favorite pair of mom jeans, and get ready to embrace your inner edgy mom.
She's fancy, I'm trashy, as together, we're keeping it classy. Let's dive in. Welcome to No Bullshit Moms. Took the lead there.
I like it.
So, tomorrow is New Year's Eve.
It is.
And before we get into the actual pod, let's talk goals, resolutions. Like, Dari, do you have any?
I have goals for sure that I feel like I've started throughout this year. I am for the first time going to join a gym.
I'm joining with you.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm going to
that's
join a gym because I feel comfortable enough with myself to join one.
And I'm just joining one because you're joining and I want to spend time with you.
And I did not get a treadmill for Christmas. So
Santa failed.
I know. So I have to go to the gym because they have a treadmill.
Hey, but there's a tanning bed.
There is.
So not only are we going to be looking fresh and have muscle, but we're going to be looking like a tan, fresh meat of muscle.
Yeah, I'm excited. Actually, I am really excited. I've never wanted to join the gym. I've joined 2 in my life and they were terrible ideas. And I paid tremendously for them. But
I used to join a gym like before I had a kid. And I would go faithfully all the time. But the thing with the gym sometimes is I feel like it's a bunch of competition. So
yeah,
you've got people going, oh, look how much I can carry or look how fast I can run. And then there's me in my own little corner that's going, step up, step
hey,
down,
but I
step
told you,
up.
my brother's girlfriend, I'm just going to call her my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law, she does classes.
Like yoga,
I don't think she does yoga. I think she does like,
bike classes.
no, like what?
I'm trying to go off your body movement right now.
I don't think it's
moving
like, I don't think it's Zumba, but she does something like,
You're probably like on
like
one
dance
of those
workout
little
or
stool
something.
things, and you just teach you steps up and down and move your arms around. And
I think that's back in the 80s.
well, I did one of those once, and I had to leave the class early because I started to feel real freaking nauseous because the amount of steps was too much.
I'm excited. I told her that you and I would try one once we get comfortable at the gym.
Yeah, when I
So.
can learn to breathe while I'm moving. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited. What do you have?
So, I put a lot of thought into this. The last time I created any type of New Year's goals or resolutions or whatever they call them was when COVID hit. I was like, you know what, this year, because you know why I thought it was going to be my year?
Why?
Because 2020 at that time was my pin to my debit card. So
it's not the pin to your debit card anymore, is it?
No, it's
Oh,
not.
okay.
I don't even bank with that bank
Okay.
anymore. But that's why I thought 2020 was going to be my jam.
Because your pin was 2020.
Yes. But what none of us knew is that year was going to be for no one. No one. So I stopped.
Especially me.
I stopped. Because what was the point of creating resolutions or goals when we don't know if zombies are going to show up this year or not?
That's true.
However, let me explain my take on this.
Okay.
We set goals, right?
Mhm.
This year, I'm going to lose weight.
But the difference is the goal from a resolution is that a resolution is something that you want to change. A goal is something you want to achieve.
Okay. I don't really feel like I need to change anything, and I can't achieve goals very well. So, but if you think about it, so like if you go into something new, right?
Mhm.
And you have an expectation of what you want it to look like, right? So we go into the new year with an expectation of I'm going to be more financially stable. I'm going to have more friends. I'm going to do more. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to look good, right? Things
Well,
we
most
wanna
of those are
change.
bullshit. I'm not going to be out of debt. I'm not going to have more money.
But if you go in there with that expectation that that's going to happen, what's going to happen is you're going to look around and realize you achieved none. So I figured it out. What if we go in to the new year expecting the year to be just as shitty as all the other freaking years we've experienced, right? Because then when something good happens, girl, you have already beat your expectations.
You're moving your way up.
You see what I'm saying?
So basically, we're just going to go into this mindset of we're going to go to the gym and it's going to be a shit show.
Mhm.
But we might actually
We're
rock
going
it.
to go in so self-pitying, like we're not going to lose any weight. We're going to still be white, glow-in-the-dark sticks. But you know what's going to happen is we're going to prove ourselves wrong. See?
I like it.
So if you have somebody in your life and you want to repair things, don't imagine shit being repaired, right? Go in knowing that that relationship is not repairable, because if it gets repaired, bitch, you're going to be flying high, right? Because it's beat that expectation.
I love it. I love it.
See?
It's a great idea.
So you're like, sometimes I wake up and I go, I'm not going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to have like a brain aneurysm. This is my last night. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to whatever. But I wake up every morning. I'm like, did it again. I did it again. See what I'm saying though? Like,
I get it.
you
I
get where
see
my
it.
brain's going?
Yeah.
So we expect nothing.
I like the idea.
Just it's going to be another year as it's been. I am almost 37. I'm just going to go ahead and say this year is going to be like all the other 37 years. All shitty.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say that my year's not going to be shitty. That's for damn sure.
Oh, I know mine is.
Because I know myself and I know my life and I've been on this world for 33 years. So I'm going to say, it's just going to be what it is, but I am going to do something new and I'm going to join a gym.
Right, there you go. That's the way to put it. What do you want to try that's new?
I did something new last year. I went and I finally did the gastric. I had it. I've lost weight. I feel great.
See? And I bet you didn't set yourself an expectation at the beginning of the year, right? To go have that surgery. So you went into that and you went in 2024 not expecting that to happen. And now look at you.
Yeah, no, because
doing great.
It happened overnight. I didn't even know.
Because you're climbing that ladder by having no expectation.
Well, that's why I don't have an initial goal weight either. Because I'm not setting myself up to be like, I'm going to weigh 150 pounds. Well, guess what? I probably realistically am not going to weigh 150 pounds. My body probably isn't realistically even built to be 150 pounds.
See, that's where we differ. Because I sit there and I go, okay, I am going to lose 20 pounds in 4 weeks and 7 hours. Like, I have to have a time frame and a number with everything. You notice that.
I know, because I tell you all the time,
I'm not setting a damn to that person for 2 weeks.
I'm like, quit setting a time frame. But yeah, so that is my only goal this year, is to join a gym and consistently go and just do the best that I can. And I want to learn how to lift weights because I don't know how. Like, I've got loose skin, so I want to try to tighten it up.
I'm gonna start off with like 1 pound bells, work my way up.
If you show up to the gym the first day that we decide to go after the New Year's rush, because I don't want to go when everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna lose weight and it's gonna be amazing."
That January 1st is gonna be a bit.
Yeah, we're not gonna go in January. We're gonna wait till like February when it dies off and everybody realizes
like July.
When everybody dies off and they're like, "Oh, this is real world."
Yeah, they give up on themselves.
Yeah.
See, but we aren't giving up on ourselves because we didn't set the intention.
I can't say that word, but we're strategically. There we go. Planning to go when everybody else fails.
Yes. See, we know what we're doing.
So that's what we're doing. But right now we have been walking.
We have been.
We've been walking a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll walk extra, like from my bed to my bathroom, from my bathroom to my bed, from my bed to the bathroom.
I like it.
I've been watching a lot of TV lately. And I don't know if
it's just like the holidays, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm really into TV.
I watched all of Yellowstone. So if you've watched Yellowstone, please freaking Facebook me because I want to watch season 6 so bad.
I got to start it.
It's so good. It's ridiculously good. But anyways, so our last episode was on mom ruts. Mom, I don't even know if that's a word, rut, but we did it on mom ruts, and now we're both kind of coming out of our mom ruts.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're going to talk about what it looks like and how it feels when you start coming out of those ruts. Now, I had somebody ask me the other day when I was explaining the pod to them, they didn't really understand the rut. Like, what is a rut? A mom rut specifically. So to me, I think when I say the word mom rut, I just say anytime your mental health has slightly declined or you're making questionable choices for your life.
Yeah, or you're not on your game. You're not
Stuck.
there. Yeah.
I feel stuck, stagnant, stale.
Yeah. You feel worthless.
Darker than that.
Yeah. You go. I really do think that like mom rut is basically the same thing as like when you're in a life rut. But as a mom, you have everybody else to worry about plus yourself.
Well, everybody depends on us as moms.
Yeah. So when we start failing and feeling like down and not worth it and worthless, then we're not feeling it, you know?
Well, and I feel like a mom rut versus just a life rut. I feel like being in a mom rut is harder because of the little ones that depend on us. And we also try to like shove it farther down. So we're not showing signs that we're struggling.
Yeah. You don't want your kids to see it or feel it.
We hide it.
Yeah.
Which makes it even worse. Now, if we didn't have kids that depended on us and we knew that we didn't have money to put them in therapy when they're older, we try to keep them from experiencing shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I guess we put that expectation on ourselves as a mother, and no matter what we're going through, we kind of have to keep it together.
Yeah.
Which what I'm learning in my own experience, my own journey, that is so far from the truth. Our kids need to know that we are just as human as they are, that our emotions and our experiences are just like theirs.
Yeah. Well, we can't shelter them so much that they don't feel or see that like life is hard.
Right.
If I smiled all the day, all the time, my kid would not know what emotions are.
Right. Well, my therapist had told me that the best thing I can do as a mother is to show emotion around my child. So they see, okay, this is an emotion, and then show them by example how we work through that emotion.
Yeah.
So, but that's like a fine line there, because we also try to prevent them from feeling like, because as moms, our kids are naturally, I like to think it's because of the bond that we created while they were in our bellies, or it's just this, you naturally, maybe as you get older, you kind of have a more relationship with your father. But as a mother, we feel like we need to protect and take care of our moms. So our kids look at us and think, for my kid example, if I'm having an emotional day, she will take that emotional day on as herself.
Yeah.
But she will come up and repeatedly ask me, are you okay? Are you okay? Mom, are you okay? When she should be playing with her friends, but she's worried about me. So there's that fine line between showing that emotion, but reassuring your child, mom's okay.
Yeah. And I think also like letting our kids know that we can take care of ourselves as well. Because I see kids try to take care of their parents.
Yes.
And as much as I love that and it's empathetic and it's admirable, I think we also need to let our kids know it's not their job to take care of us. It's at a young age, like when they're, obviously when we get older,
well,
better take care of me.
I tell my child, it isn't your job to take care of mom.
Yeah.
Your job is to play Barbies. Your job is to make friends. Your job is to go to school. Because, with it being just me and my daughter,
yeah,
we do have a very strong connection where we do depend on each other.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed is without me being able to regulate myself, I'm showing her how not to regulate herself.
Yeah.
So if I'm preparing to show some type of emotion, then I've got to be able to pull myself out of it with her watching as well. So she can learn to regulate herself. Unless we don't care about our kids, then we don't need to worry about doing that. But if you don't have a therapy fund set up right now, then I suggest you start teaching it at a young age.
Yeah.
Because I don't have money to put her into therapy. And I already know she's going to need it. But it's important. We have to teach them to regulate. But how do we teach them to regulate
when we can't
if
do it ourselves?
Taught to regulate. I mean, I spent 20 plus years in therapy to learn to regulate my emotions. But we're kind of getting off topic. But it does go hand in hand with a mom rut. So when you're coming out of that mom rut, right, you're at that bottom. You've completely lost yourself. You've made shitty choices. Your self-worth is kind of toast, you know, kind of like just in that depression.
Yeah.
Then it's kind of like all of a sudden you get a breath of fresh air. And you're like, wait a minute. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, right? You get that small motivation, but it doesn't just like you wake up one day and then everything's fine. You can physically feel yourself coming out of a rut.
Yeah.
Well, I know for me, I can. Can you feel the...
I feel like I was in a rut for a minute there where it reflected like I wasn't getting the laundry done. My house wasn't getting clean. I wasn't mentally all there 100%. Like, oh, you want to play with slime? Throw it on the couch. I don't give a shit. Do whatever you're going to do.
You want to drink Windex? That's okay.
Like, I felt like I was in one for a minute, and then I woke up one day and I was just like, okay, this is it. We're done. I've got to clean my house, get my shit back together, go back to like working, get my schedule on track, get this on track, and just kind of fucking go for it. So that's, you know, kind of what I did is I woke up one day, I called you and I was like, I'm done. I'm out of it. I'm cleaning my house. I'm saging shit. We're getting done.
And I'm pretty sure I was laying on my bed eating Fritos, watching a murder
as
movie,
I was
going,
like deep cleaning my house.
Well, good for you. But you snap back quickly.
I do.
See, me, I'm still trying to get my house back together. But, you know, the biggest indication for me is usually I'm on top of my game.
Same.
My floors are mopped. My laundry's done. Before I even go to bed, I make sure everything's done because I like to start my day off with things feeling fresh, clean, and new.
Yep.
But you can always tell where you're at in life by your environment.
Oh, yeah.
So
your house
what I've
will
noticed
reflect.
the last couple months, not that my house is dirty, but it isn't the standard that I normally keep. So for me, it's just an indication of where my head is. Same, you know, you just explained that. So if you're wondering, you know, am I in a rut or what? Just look at your environment.
Yeah.
Truthfully. Because that
it's
is
true.
Because
it was my car was a mess. My house was a mess. My bedroom. I was getting other people's laundry done because, like, obviously in my house, there's more than just me. But my laundry, I was just like throwing mine off to the side. Like, oh, fuck it. I don't give a shit. Let's just get this one done, this one done, this one done. And I was just making sure the bare minimum was done, but not everything that needed to be done. And after Christmas, I purged the shit out of my house. Like, I had so much garbage just because, like, I was like, you know what? We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this.
Good.
It felt really good. It felt really good to get rid of it. Yeah. I loved it.
Because it also, I mean, I'm one of them weird people, but I also believe when we remove things in our home that are just creating space, we're also decluttering ourselves mentally. We're decluttering our heads too. I am not a sentimental person. And my daughter draws all this stuff for me. And I'm like, oh, that's so cute. And as soon as she looks over, I just throw it. I'm not one to keep everything. I did like the first 2 years of her life. And now I'm just like. No.
When Joe was in the hospital, I bought this like really decorative looking box that Velcro shut. And I just put all like the memorabilia from like the NICU and everything. And like
things of importance.
And I kept
not
those.
Everything.
And then every year, like when she brings home stuff from school and stuff, I'll keep a few of them, put them in the box, and that's it.
Yeah, like she like will make things at school, and then she'll bring them.
Yeah,
like gifts like that. Like obviously things like that. But like, I'm not one to just hold on to things because I can't handle it.
Well, it just creates more stuff for me to worry about.
If I could go into 2025 doing anything, like anything, I just want to live a more simple life.
I did see this cool thing, though, that you can do, like, if your kids draw stuff, you can, like, send it in, and they'll make a book.
Yes, I did see that, too.
I think I'm going to start doing that.
Like, it's sending it in and shit that's just like...
It's just, like, adding more shit.
I'm going to send this in. But I did keep I have all of her baby clothes in totes. I did have 9 totes, and then I condensed them all. I got rid of a bunch, just 2 of them that were very the 1-month pictures and the 2-month pictures.
Yeah.
And shit that she can have moving forward. I have everything that she ever colored me from the ages of preschool to 4, and that's where it ended. I don't even think I take pictures of my kid anymore. You would think that I gave her away. But goes back to cleaning and stuff, right? So coming out of a mom rut for me is going to look completely different out of coming out of a rut for you.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel because I don't know what it's like to be anybody but myself.
Exactly.
Right? So for me, having a mental illness, it comes in gradual stages. So I don't feel like I can go from the bottom of the ladder to the top of the ladder. I have to just find better feeling everything and work my way back up.
Yeah.
But then it's we get to the top of the ladder, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like we're just preparing for that next crash.
Well, it's also this that we brought up too. Is do we ever fully know what started the mom rut to begin with? Is it having too much on our plate? Is it
argument with somebody?
Yeah. Or
is it just the
repetitiveness of everything?
And it could be and we put so much expectations on ourselves as people in general, but being a mother on top of that, and then being a spouse, we do put too much on it.
Well, and I feel for as far as the New Year's resolutions and goals and things that we were talking about, it's not so much that I'm trying to find things that are just mine. This podcast is mine. Mm-hmm. I go, I do it, we have our time. It's 45 minutes, whatever, sometimes twice a week, once a week, whatever. And that's mine. Nobody else's. Well, it's yours, but
see, and that's a really good thing, because when I look at my life, I think, what is just mine? Well, all of it's mine. But
well, it's all mine.
But at the same sense, I don't have that one thing, which is why I look forward to going to the gym. I don't have that one thing that
you go and do.
It's just me, and I'm not focused on my child or, everything else. You've got to have that. I mean, I used to really love sewing.
Yeah.
It used to be my thing, my escape, turned it into a business. Loved every bit of it. But lately, I don't feel like it's mine, because there's so much pressure to keep up with all the other millions of mothers that want to stay home now. Right? So it takes the fun out of the whole reason I started it. When I started it 9 years ago, nobody was doing it.
Yeah.
And now it's everybody's buying shit from Temu and turning it around and selling it. Or they're learning to create it, or they're getting way too fancy and head over heels with all this stuff, that it's so competitive.
Yeah.
That if I sew, I want to sew for myself, because I don't do you know what I mean with that?
Yeah.
So outside of that,
the pressure of it,
there's so much pressure with it. And so I have kind of let it go stagnant on purpose, almost, because I'm not, when I go into my working room, my space,
it's not
fulfilling
fulfilling
me like it used to. It feels like a chore. It feels like a whatever. And so I'm waiting for that spark to come back. And I know it will, because I will make it happen. But for me, it's I feel it coming. I've hit the ground, which I hit the ground every other Monday. But I hit the ground, and then it's, okay, I've got this.
Yeah.
I've got to come back, snap out of this, right? What the fuck is going on? And then I'll usually go and do something for myself. Either that's go on a walk, get myself some food, watch a movie by myself, so I can erase that overstimulation.
Yeah.
And then you go the next day, you wake up and you find yourself listening to those motivational YouTube videos. You've got this, you can do this, right?
You listen to those. I don't.
I listen to them only when I'm feeling stable.
Yeah.
When I'm not feeling stable, I'm usually listening to some kind of rap that's oh, kill your mama,
How'd that go?
Go kill your mama. But, and then I find myself, then I start picking rooms apart. Okay, I'm going to clean this room today. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do this. And then I'm lucky though, because I don't figure out the root cause of what made me land again every other Monday and sometimes occasionally Saturdays, Sundays, and Tuesdays. I don't find that root cause of why I hit that ground to begin with.
Yeah.
So while I'm climbing the ladder, I feel like I start feeling better and then I just fall back down. So
I told you to watch a movie.
yeah, I did watch it.
I watched this movie on
What's
Hulu.
it called? Night Bitch?
Bitch.
Yeah.
It was Night Bitch on Hulu. And it was kind of about what we're talking about.
It was, if you guys need to watch a movie about a mom burnout, where a mother experiences a burnout, but you wouldn't know because she keeps it all inside.
Yeah.
Until she can no longer keep it
inside.
It's phenomenal.
It was great.
But it's so true. Because from my experience, we can be in the thick of a mom burnout, right? And again, a mom burnout can look like anything. It can look like dirty dishes in the sink. It could look like weight gain. It could look like losing a house or not being able to put new tires on your car. A mom burnout could look like staying in bed for 7 days. Mom burnout could look like a psych ward. It could look like, not being able to afford Christmas. A burnout is anything that just is stuck, where you don't feel like you're making progress and you can't pull yourself out.
Yeah.
But we can't mask our burnout.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what that lady was doing. When we go somewhere and someone says, "How are you?" What we really want to say is, "Well, I'm one step from jumping off that cliff right now. Not doing well. Not doing good at all.
I'm great."
But we turn around and say, "I'm doing really good. How are you?" With a smile on our face as if nothing even is going on.
But I really want people to watch that movie because it really explains kind of what you and I have been talking about as far as mom ruts go. And it explained it so well that even when I finished watching it, I was like, fuck, I'm going to watch that again. Because it made a lot of sense.
It's educational. It is, because I'm like, well,
educational Night Bitch.
It is so good, guys.
It is
I
really
recommend good. When you told me to watch it, I was ready for some horror shit, right? And I'm watching, I'm going, this is scary. What's going on right now? Because you usually tell me to watch scary shows.
Yeah.
But as I kept watching it,
yeah,
I was like, oh my gosh. And then those intrusive thinkings that she keeps having because she thinks that she's saying something, but she's really not.
Yep.
That's intrusive thinking right there. We have those thoughts.
Well, it made me think there was a part in the movie. She's like, her husband's home for the weekend because he works out of town or something. And she's like, okay, well, you go give him a bath. And she's like, oh, I'm just going to lay down for a minute. And she lays down. He's like, where's the towel? Can you put a towel in the dryer? Can you get the shampoo? Can you get him a banana? He's hungry. And you're like, I do this myself every day.
Right.
God damn it.
She comes walking in the bathroom. She throws him the towel and he's just sitting there on his phone.
Yeah.
And, and he says something and she says, I do this by myself every single day.
Yeah.
And it's so
true.
Fucking true.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. But we don't realize, I think that it comes, the expectation of being a woman in general.
Yeah.
We're good at it.
Yeah.
We're designed to do it. And now I don't think we're designed to do anything. I think we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So I think we we pull the weight.
Yeah.
But that's what puts us in these ruts, because there's too much weight put on a woman. Now, I understand in a male, they go to work, they're usually the breadwinners, right?
Yeah.
Not all cases. I feel like women are stepping up their game and being moms and working. Sometimes we're working stay-at-home moms.
Yeah.
Pulling our weight.
Well, I feel like nowadays it's more common because you have to. It's too fucking expensive
Maybe
to afford
I'm just
anything.
biased to women because I am a woman, but I do feel like being a caretaker, working, a maid, we do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm just a feminist here, but I do feel like there's too much responsibility placed on the women.
Well, there always has been. But I feel like coming out of my mom rut, I've kind of okay, so my 12-year-old came home. I had cleaned her whole room. I put all her clothes away, which normally I make her do all that, right? And she came home and I was like, nope, you're cleaning, you're doing it yourself. Like she made ramen the other day and I told her, if you're going to make ramen, you need to clean up and wash the dishes when you're done. And she just threw them all in the sink. And I was like, no, you're 12 years old. You can wash it. You can do it. I'm not doing it for you. I'm not your maid. Like, come on. I can't do it all. You've got to start cleaning up after yourself. I can't. My 4-year-old, it's a different story. I know she can still clean up, and I do make her clean up after herself. Age appropriately. But for 12 years old, she can go ahead and do her own dishes. I don't need to do them for you. You can put your clothes away. So I've been trying really hard to be like, no, I'm not going to do it all. You've got to help as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, my kid's almost 9 and I have her clean her own bathroom.
Yeah.
She now takes the trash out. She's in charge of her room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she knows how to vacuum.
Yeah.
I don't let her do the stairs or anything like that, but she can do the upstairs. She can vacuum. It's never done how I want it, but she's doing it.
Yeah. And that's,
but you have to give them responsibility.
Yeah. And Betty has chores that she has to do when she gets home from school every day. I think with the break and everything and Christmas and stuff, we all got kind of lax. Yeah. And then it was just kind of like, oh my God, I can't do all of this. Mm-hmm. And you're old enough that you can do this. So come on.
Mm-hmm. Like, well, and then you try to be patient. You're like, hey, hon, I've got you 5 times now. Your toilet needs to be clean because it do. And I use cleaner. I make my own cleaner. So, like, she can clean with it. I don't give her, like, these chemicals and say, no, go wash all the windows. I make a cleaner that's specifically for her. Mm-hmm. So if she was, it's literally soap, essential oils, and I usually put oranges and stuff in it. Yeah. That it will not hurt her if she doesn't wash it off her hands. Like, I'm not, like, one of them, so don't be calling CPS. But we ask them nicely and say, this needs to be done. Mm-hmm. And then I'll ask nicely like the first 12 times. And I think that is phenomenal. Yeah. By then, I've lost my shit. I've got a trash bag. I'm throwing shit away. Like, I've had it. I'm done. Yeah. And I always tell her, it's just you and I. In this home right now, it is just you and I. And I am not your effing maid.
Well, I've told my kids, like, if you're going to leave your shit on the floor, I'm throwing it away. Yep. I'm not doing it anymore.
Especially if I'm walking around the house and I'm stepping on it.
Yeah.
It's done. I don't care if I just got it for you. I don't care if Santa just brought it. I will break it. And you know what? I've learned that when you tell a child that you're going to do something, you have to do it. If you don't, you are teaching them mommy means no business. Mom won't really do it.
Yeah.
There was one time I had threatened to, like, throw her doll out the window. And I didn't want to. It was an expensive doll.
Yeah.
Just bought it. But because I told her if she didn't do this, now age appropriate, I'm not asking her to do anything that I know she's not capable of.
Did you throw it out the window?
I had to. And at that time, we lived in an apartment and I threw it and then someone ran it over. And I looked back at her and I was like, So now when I say I'm going to take something, I don't go so dramatic, except for I tell her and she's cleaning her room and I go in there, and that is my biggest struggle with her, because the last thing I want to do is sit down and organize her freaking room over and over and over again when I'm worried about the rest of the house. I'm working. I'm tired. I don't want to do that. That is your space. That is what my expectation of you is, just to clean your bathroom and your room. Mm-hmm. I lost my mind. And I go in there and it's just, she's not allowed to have food up there to begin with. And there's food in there and all this. And I said to her,
it's so nice.
Hand me your phone. And she hands me her iPhone. And I said, got 1 hour. I come in, this shit ain't clean. I'm putting this phone under my tire and I'm going to back up.
Oh my God.
And I said a quick prayer. I'll be clean in an hour because I don't have money to buy a new iPhone, but I had to be prepared to do it. Yeah. She has seen me do it. So she knows mom means business.
Yeah.
Because it's just me raising her. Like, there is no dad in the picture. If I don't start now, like, mom means business, that kid's going to be walking all over me by the time she's a teenager. Well, and I don't want to be her friend, Dari. I want her to be kind of scared of me. And I know we've got those new parenting hacks. Yeah. You parent with kindness. I am not one of them. My kid knows I love her. She has everything she could ever ask for.
Yeah.
But I have very clear boundaries in the way she treats me and the way I treat her.
Yeah.
I don't sit there and say, you have big emotions. No, I'm the one. There's that meme. Well, if you don't get your big emotions under control, then mom's going to have some big emotions and I might get loud and no one wants that, right?
I get loud.
I am very loud.
I am too.
But I'm very stern. But my kid is very loved. And because she knows boundaries, kids need those expectations and those boundaries. But
yeah,
I do expect her to pull her weight in this house.
Yeah.
Because it's not my job.
Yeah.
It is not my job to make sure it's fully running. It's a team effort. And I feel like we need to look at it like a team effort when we are in a family unit.
Yeah.
It is your 12-year-old's job to do these things. And you do these and your husband does these and your 4-year-old does these.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. But when
we
we're
have
putting
to.
all the weight
I
on
can't
ourselves,
take care of a whole house by myself.
No. But that's what I feel like we start getting into ruts because we put so much on our shoulders and then we're not doing shit for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to find
What are some
balance.
things that you do for yourself? Like I go get my nails done.
That's a good question. Because when I'm not working, I'm working. And when I'm not working, I'm sleeping. And when I'm not sleeping, I'm working.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a 9-to-5 job and I choose to be an entrepreneur and do it my way. So I don't have to tell my boss to go F himself when he tells me to clean a toilet.
Yeah.
I don't know what I like to do for myself. I do like to go walking. I like movies. I like to shut everybody out of my room.
Yeah.
Watch movies, but I don't know what I do for myself.
I think I get my nails done. I go walking. I work out, but generally that's with Joe because Joe wants to be involved at the same time.
That's a hard question.
It
We
is.
should really challenge. So I'm going to ask you guys, what do you do for yourself?
Yeah.
Because everything we say we do is actually for everyone else. Because I could say, well, I work, make money.
Yeah.
I cook food. But we're not doing that for ourselves. We're doing that for everybody else. So what do I do for myself? I don't know. I'm going to have to get back with you on that. Or I'm going to have to find things.
Yeah.
That
Well, I think we are working on
the
finding
gym
things.
is
The gym is
something.
something that we're going to have. That's
I do
just
want
ours.
to take baking classes, like cooking classes.
Yeah.
They actually have those.
She probably really needs to take them.
Yeah. I did make Spam today. Kids ate it.
Oh, yeah.
It was easy. They just cut it up. Okay. And make cheese toast. But Mom Rats, we have to find the things for ourselves. In order.
Yeah.
I think that
will help
need to do
from you getting to it helps you from going to the bottom all the way back to the top. You know, it helps you keep level if you have your own things to do that are just
because
yours.
are we motivated to get out of the rut for ourselves or are we motivated because of our kids? I would probably say mine is my kid. So I'm not fully motivated to get out of it for myself.
Yeah.
Which is why I keep coming back to square one.
That's a very good point. So I think, going into not setting resolutions, not setting goals, but also just trying to find something that's yours.
Because how happy do we get when we go get a coffee in the morning and we sit in our cool dust car? No kids are in there. We're sipping that coffee. It's a coffee, but yet we feel so good.
I feel good every time I go get a coffee about 3 or 4 times a day.
This is just a small gesture. Imagine if we did big things for ourselves.
Yeah.
How good we would feel. If the little things feel
Mine might be a big thing because I do go about 4 or 5 times a day to get a cup of coffee.
Well, I mean, what if you and I took a girls' trip to fucking Disneyland by ourselves without thinking we needed to take our kids, just you and I?
I'd be thrilled. I could probably ride something now. I do. I think that we need to find things that are for ourselves.
But we would go to Disneyland and feel selfish that we didn't have our
kids with us. Exactly.
And the whole time we're there, we'd be like, our kids would have loved that.
Joe would have loved to
Mac
see
would
the
have adored
princesses.
that. Do you see where our mindset is? It's always thinking about somebody else.
Always.
So we need to challenge ourselves for the whole month of January. This would be a good one.
Yeah.
That you and I can go on a possible journey together for a whole month and every week. And not just coffee. That's simple.
Yeah.
That's something we can do all the time.
Yeah.
Something once a week that is just for ourselves. Outside of your nails, outside of your coffee.
Okay.
You have to do something that you normally wouldn't do. And it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It could be something as we're going to go to a movie together.
Yeah.
It can be something as I'm going to go window shop at the mall and I'm going to allow myself to buy something.
Yeah.
It's going to be something that's going to look like, I don't know, I'm going to take myself out to dinner.
Yeah.
Without thinking about anybody else. Kind of like dating yourself.
Yeah. Are we going to date ourselves?
Let's date ourselves.
I think we should date ourselves.
Once a week, we have to take ourselves out on a date.
I like it.
And at the end of the month, we'll talk about all the dates we took ourselves on. Whether it's a movie, whether it's dinner, whether it's shopping, whether it's just going on a drive.
Yeah.
Going up and making out with yourself in the canyon. You know? Dating
Where do you come up with this shit?
Because we look at others to fill our cups. When we're not filling our cups up.
True.
So the whole month of January, I'm going to date myself. I'm going to do things that I want to do without going, oh, I'm going to go to this restaurant and I'm going to take something home for my daughter.
Yeah.
No, she can have a corn dog and I'm going to go get me a steak.
Yeah.
Because all we do is think about them. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm also saying.
No, but you also have to.
We have to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
All my money, everything I work for, all my time goes to my children, my child.
Well, same.
And then I look at my life and I think, I'm still wearing some clothes that I freaking wore before I was pregnant with her.
Yeah.
So if your kid's not lacking, which mine's not, yours are not.
They're definitely
They've
not
got
after
more
Christmas.
shoes than I do, more clothes than I do, right?
Yeah.
They get in the shower more than I do. They're better fed than I do. They get more sleep than I do. They have more friends than I do. You know, they get more gifts than I do. If your kid is well taken care of, it's okay to
take
put
some
that
time
on
for
pause
yourself.
for a little bit and use all of that you would invest in your children and use it on yourself for just a short time.
Yeah.
To fill up that cup.
But I also think it's okay to do, sporadically throughout the year, every month or whatever. Find something that's just yours.
Because how many times we go to the store and we're like, oh, that's so cute. My daughter would love those little fuzzy slippers. They're $40, but it's fine. But what if we use that $40 and went and bought ourselves something? Our kids don't need all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I love shopping for her.
So do I.
But I hate shopping for myself because I feel selfish.
See, that's where you and I differ because I love shopping for myself too.
See, I feel selfish. I feel like I'm taking away from her when the bitch is constantly taking away from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love my kid. I love being a mom. Do not get me wrong. I absolutely love
Oh,
it.
same.
But I have no idea who I am outside of my child. I really don't.
Yeah.
People ask me, who are you? Well, I'm a mom. Sums it up. I'm a mom.
Yeah.
What do you do for fun? I'm a mom.
I go to the zoo.
But you watch those videos on like Instagram and stuff, and everyone's like doing all this stuff with their kids and baking cookies every night and making homemade bread with their kids. You know, motherhood is the best thing that's happened to me. And then I sometimes feel so out of sorts because I'm like, the hell?
I don't do that with. Well, I mean, I'll bake with my kids and I'll do certain things with my kids, but every now and then it's nice to do it myself.
Well, I just want to get it done so I can get over it, so I can watch a TV show or something, you know? I'm just not one of those moms. But I used to feel like I was a bad mom.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't one of those Pinterest moms that didn't like make 7 lunches and throw them in the fridge in nicely containers and organized, right? I'm the one that's like, there's a string cheese in the way back, I think. It's down, it fell, it might be old, I don't know, but there's string cheese in there. But my kids love. Yeah. And that's what matters. But I'm not one of those moms.
I don't think.
You're pretty close. You are pretty close. You still write the notes, okay?
I haven't wrote a note in a while.
I just pat her on the back, say, don't make the same mistakes as me. Love you, bye.
I haven't wrote a note in a while. I do. I mean, I've got another kid, so it's a little different besides you, but I've got little treat drawers and stuff. But that's mostly to save myself from having to get up 25 times a day when they want a treat or a snack or a thing of Pringles.
My kid would be like, Mom, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay, we'll just go find some.
Yeah.
One time I made a mistake and taught her how to use the microwave. It was during my hysterectomy. Come down and she had put something in. She came up. She's like, Mom, how long do I put this in the microwave for? And I'm like, 30 seconds.
So she put it in for 30 minutes?
I'm like, 0, like whatever, dot 30. 30 seconds. Put in for 3 minutes. No, it was more like, I think it was like a half hour.
I think it was. I think when
And
you
I
called me, it
fell
was 30.
asleep and I could smell my house on fire. Fire alarms are going off. I come down and I'm like, oh shit, I had to unplug the microwave. And she goes, I did what you told me to. And I'm like, 30 seconds. Then I had to take a step back because she's only 8. And she did put in a 3 and a 0 just after, not before.
Yeah.
But mom ruts, we do come out of them.
We do.
We have to find the reason we're in them.
Yeah.
And that's therapy, my friends. Therapy or a best friend that you can actually process it.
I think it's also just learning to take time for yourself as well. And learning to,
And don't be hard on yourself when you do go back into them. Because it's life. Life is a roller coaster. There's ups and there's downs.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it worth it.
I don't think I hit him as much as Mindy does because hers is like every other week or every 2
Mine
weeks.
is... Mine, I usually... This is how I usually wake up at like 7 o'clock. Feeling real good. So real good, right?
Yeah.
So good. By 9 a.m., I've lost my mind. By 11, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
By 12, I've lost my goddamn mind. By 1, I'm feeling good. And then the day just keeps going.
Yeah.
Right? It is a roller coaster that never ends for me. But what makes me so happy.
I do have to say, I did do something for myself. I was working full time and I went down to part time, which was for myself and my mental health because I wasn't sleeping. I was working
She's never sleeping.
Well, I was working 5 to 6 days a week overnights and then I'd get up, I'd take my kids to school.
You'd have like an hour and a half maybe to sleep before you had to.
Mindy would have to be my alarm clock. And then I'd do preschool and then I'd come home and then I'd take an hour and a half nap and then I'd go back to work. So I did do something, I have been doing that for myself. I went down from 5 to 6 days a week to 3. And now
I love
I'm
it
working
because
3
when
days.
she's at work, I can't really talk to her. So I love it because then I can stay on the phone with her. But then her husband's usually home and I just like.
He goes back to work tomorrow.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It's like we haven't talked in a couple of days. I don't even know what's going on with you.
So you're good. He goes back to work tomorrow. But I did that for myself because I was exhausted. I also did it for my health.
I think this year for you, since you went on that weight loss journey, I think that you have really learned the value in caring for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's kind of rubbed off on me because I'm like, maybe I could go get my nails done.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do that. But you have more than I've known you.
Mm-hmm.
You have done more for yourself this year, just in the last half of this year.
Yeah.
Than you ever have.
Yeah.
And it does help you. I mean, you still go into your ruts.
Mm-hmm.
You still do all that. But it's helped you find yourself.
Yeah.
Because we do need to invest in ourselves.
Well, I think also when you're overweight, you're just constantly trying to hide from everything.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I've lost as much weight as I have, and I still have a long way to go, but I think I'm more confident in a lot more areas of my life.
Really?
So I feel like I can go to the gym. I feel like I can go to the gym and not walk right back out. I feel like I can wear a crop top or, I don't see myself wearing a bikini anytime soon, but I also feel very comfortable in the fact that I can go and do things. And I think that even if you're not going through the journey that I'm going through, you can still find that for yourself in whatever it is that you're interested in. Like, I'm not this fitness mom now. Fuck no. I ate a whole bag of Reese's the other day.
I did too.
They were so good. But I'm not this fitness person. I'm not like, oh yeah, you got to do that. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it.
Right.
But I also feel good about doing it. So I'm not, I'm more confident in myself, but don't ask me what I'm doing because I can barely tell you. I don't know. But I do feel like if you find something for yourself that you can focus on and put your time and your energy in, then you will feel better, So that's why when I said I wanted to join the gym, I told you, let's go do it together because that'll just be something we can do that's our own. We take 45 minutes to 2 hours sometimes a week doing our podcast. That's 2 hours a week that we only take for ourselves to do our podcast.
We have a podcast, and then I sit here and I think, what else? Like, there's got to be something else I do for myself. I go to therapy.
I think that's for everybody else.
I get a whole 2 hours a week where I get to sit there and say, what's wrong with me, Doc?
I think the therapy is for everyone else, not for you. So we don't commit you.
It's gotten close, guys.
It's happened a few times.
You just got to know me to understand.
I don't know. I've never been on that road. I've come close. But you know what? I think joining the gym is going to be good for you and I. We're going to have...
Oh, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be... I mean, we're going to make an ass out of ourselves. It'll be fine.
I don't care.
I don't either.
Because you're going to be there looking stupid and I'm going to be there looking stupid right next to you.
It's
easier to go with somebody else and know you both look stupid than go by yourself and
look stupid alone. Exactly.
You run and look stupid with somebody else.
Yeah.
But you know what? Not really, because I look stupid 24/7 and I just go, well, that happened.
It is what it is. But
that's one thing I'm not embarrassed of, is I'm not embarrassed of looking like my life is shit. Not like physically, but I'm talking, I have become okay with the fact that I'm chaotic.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But I find the peace in that chaos.
Well, I think if somebody were to meet you personally and get to know you on a different level than, through our podcast or through Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
They would realize I'm not
they
always
would realize
chaotic.
You are.
I am, but it's a peace.
But it's a beautiful chaotic.
It's kind of a stable chaotic. Not all the time. You know what? There's nothing stable about it.
It's just a beautiful chaotic.
Yeah, it's a beautiful disaster. Okay?
And it's entertaining as hell.
Yeah, and how I'm managing to raise a child that's more emotionally mature than I am, I don't know.
All I can hope for is that my kids are raised and they learn that sometimes life is not easy and we fall down, but we pick ourselves back up. Yeah. And if they can learn that it's okay to fall down and pick themselves back up, even when mom's going through a mom rut or mom's going through a bad day or Mindy's lost her shit, then they'll know what to do.
Yep, my kid does.
Yeah.
She'll give me a pep talk. She'll write me a letter.
There you go.
Bring it into me and I'm like, oh, thanks. Okay, get out. I'm watching a movie.
But I think coming out of the mom rut is it's a better high for sure.
It definitely, because there's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah. And then, 3 months from now, we'll talk about it again.
From now, when I
go back down.
Well, I hit the ground again. I mean, Dari, how many times I call you and say, I am so motivated. 45 minutes later, I call her back. I give up. I'm starting tomorrow. I give up. Today is just not shit.
Hey, we've done really well. We both decided we were going to start eating healthier.
Hey, I have 2 days.
2 days. I drank 80 ounces of water yesterday.
I did have 2 Diet Cokes today, and that's usually more than I have.
I didn't have a coffee yesterday, but I did drink 80 ounces of water.
You didn't have coffee yesterday?
No.
What the hell's going on?
I don't know. My water was really, got me going.
Yeah, I do like water. I used to never drink it, but now I really like it.
I have to put flavor in mine, but I do zero sugar flavor.
I'm either going to drink that clear shit as it is or not drink it at all.
I've been doing limeade. Oh, so good.
Ooh.
Well, I think that's it for this episode, but I hope that it helps some people. I hope that you know that it's okay to go into a mom rut or come out of mom rut and
it's okay to go back into them.
And it's okay to find something to do for yourself.
Roller coaster. Now you want to keep it kind of like the dinosaur roller coaster at Lagoon for the kids. You know that dinosaur one?
No.
So it's a kid roller coaster.
Uh-huh.
And it's a green dinosaur.
Uh-huh.
And the ups and downs are just slow.
Like little hills?
Little hill. You want to keep life like that. You don't want to be the Colossus like me. Okay? So expect the hills. But if you're going in constant circles and up and down and you're giving yourself whiplash, it's time to step back and try and evaluate.
It's time to find a friend like me.
And if you don't have a friend like Dari, you can be her friend too, but that might make me spiral.
Oh, until next time, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Your mama's so dumb she put a watch in a piggy bank and said she was saving time.
Yo, mama's so American, she deep fries her toothpaste.